Okay, so hi everyone. Today I'm going to show you my Zigzag Foilayage Technique, which is a great technique for someone who wants to be blonde, which would be a brunette client like this who wants subtle pops of blonde but doesn't want to be overly highlighted. So that's why I use zigzags, because that gives you the most dimension, and with a brunette I really like to keep it dimensional. So when anyone's a dimensional brunette, I tend to not like to start my highlights right at the hairline, where if this was a blonde, I would do my pony light technique and foil right on the hairline. But where she's going to be very rooted, dimensional, and natural looking, we're going to start with a zigzag right off this bottom section, right here at the nape. So with any of my foilayage techniques, I always, from the occipital bone through the nape, I keep it all highlights. And then from the occipital bone to the crown is where I start adding in dimension, where I add in my lowlights. So today we're going to start right here on a zigzag parting, right at the nape, and I'm going to use the lightener and keep this highlights all the way into the occipital bone. With my pink pewter comb, I'm going to start in the middle, which is zone 2, and just gently tease up just a few times, holding it with a lot of tension with my left hand when I go to grab my brush. I always load the lightener with my regular brush, again right on zone 2. And this is where I come in with my dry paintbrush. I gently swipe it up to give a really nice blend. Now that we're on the diagonal back, we're going to do the same thing and weave off of the zigzag. Now we're going to go back to a horizontal. And then we're going to start incorporating our dimension. A weaved highlight and then a low light right underneath. So under the highlight, see this zigzag that also appears now because we went off a zigzag the first time. I'm going to scoop all that out and make this our low light. So a really big question to ask your client when it comes to lowlights is, do they want to see dimension going all the way through their hair, through their curls down to the bottom? Or do they want to see dimension just through here and more solid towards the bottom? With a brunette, I would pull my low light all the way through. If it's a blonde, a lot of the times, I usually only pull it to here and I just wisp out the bottom and keep this out. Because a lot of times people don't want dimension at the very ends, they just want it through the middle of their hair. That's very important to know before you start adding lowlights. Now this is where I always, in all my videos I make, I'm always showing keep depth hair. This is very important that you keep depth between the occipital and the crown is where you want the most depth, so these highlights on top will pop. Again, you can either add a low light or you can just leave the natural depth, which she has beautiful blend and depth because it's been growing out so long. We're just going to incorporate that into our look and use that as our depth. I lifted her to about a level 8, I would say, because we did want to keep some underlying warmth in there, where if we were going more icy, I would have definitely lifted her to a level 9. So now I'm just going to really saturate all of this because I don't need any root smudging here. So we can do this section really fast. So again, I'm just doing a little bit of root tap right here at the crown. Okay, we are back with the finished look. I'm going to show you guys, I curled this whole head with a 1 1/4 inch curling iron, my bioionic one that I love. It's called the long barrel. So I'm going to brush out her curls just with a wide comb. So I'm going to have her look all the way up. You can already see this blend right here. So we're going to take our comb. I'm going to hold the root though and just gently comb out the curls. I'm going to do a little up close so you can see this blend. See how seamless it is? Look at that.